Hi buddy, how are you? Well, in today's video I'm going to show you how I created this photograph using the new TTArtisan 75mm f1.5 Swirly Bokeh lens. Ooh! So, let's crack on! I am here today with my friend Rebecca over here. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for doing this. You may remember that Rebecca featured in this video, which I did last year, I think, where I reviewed the Smoke Ninja and tested out for the first time some new Nikon equipment. Before we get into the shooting, I just want to say a few little things about this lens. Firstly, this lens was sent to me by TTArtisan, so I haven't bought this lens, but there's no money exchanged hands and they haven't asked me to say anything in particular about the lens. Also, please see this lens as a little bit of fun. This is a character lens. This is not a lens that is going to replace any of your professional lenses that you have in your bag. I love lenses that create something different. I love bokeh, I love swirly bokeh. So when TTArtisan offered to send this to me, I was like, ooh, I would love to play around with this lens. But again, it's really important to stress that this is not a lens that is going to replace your 50mm, your 85mm. It's a fun character lens that's going to give you images which are unique, but which are quite hard to get, because this is a manual focus lens. So focus on this is going to be tricky. And I've already explained to Rebecca that from her point of view, it might be a little bit boring in this video, because I'm going to have to ask her to stay quite still while I'm minutely changing my focus each time. So it's not a lens that you would like to use if you're shooting in a fast-paced environment. Also, it's important to say that for this lens to work, you will need almost certainly an M42 adapter. So this lens won't just come straight out of the box and go onto your camera. You need to first put on an M42 adapter for it to work. Now, what I would say is if you are going to use a manual focus lens, two things will help you. One, I have set my camera up. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, Helen, on the back of the camera. Take the lens cap off, that always helps. I've set my camera up so that we have peaking on. Oh, no, it's not going to work. Basically, when I move the lens in and out of focus, there'll be areas of blue which go across the screen, which, if you can see that, I don't think you'd be able to. What about if we go this way? Probably even worse.
I'll just get in your gorgeous reflection.
No, it's not going to work. But turn peaking on and it will show you in blue the area of the photograph that is in focus. So it's like a visual guide. I've also got focus magnifier on as well. So wherever my focus point is on the screen, I'm going to decide where to put Rebecca in the composition. Then if I press my C3 button, I've set this up this way on my Sony A9, the screen will zoom into that specific area and I can minutely get good focus. But it's very, very difficult to get close focus and very accurate focus, especially if you're shooting wide open, which on this lens is f1.5, if you're not zoomed in. So that's how I shoot with manual focus lenses. I shoot with peaking turned on, and I use focus magnifier as well. So with that being said, let's give this lens a go. I'm going to put my 360 camera on. I get a lot of questions, by the way, about how I attach my Insta360 X4 to my camera. So I'll just show you that now actually as well. I use this small rig adapter that goes into the bottom of the Insta360 through a 1/4 inch screw, and then I just put that onto my hot shoe and it goes nowhere, then it's rock solid. The other thing is I'm always going to shoot with this lens at 1.5. There's no point in having an artistic lens like this and then stopping this down to say f16. Quick little review of the lens itself and how it works. This is our focus ring, and this is the aperture. So I'm not going to bother changing the aperture once I put it to 1.5, but I will also be changing the focus. So let's go over here. Now I purposely here asked Rebecca to stand in front of lit up nice sort of white flowers. I'm not sure exactly what these are. Do you know the name?
No clue.
But they're going to look good whatever comes or goes. I want Rebecca to have the light on her. That's going to light Rebecca, but it's also going to light the background. If I shot the other way, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as effective. Remember, if you're shooting with the sun behind you, what you're shooting will be saturated. You'll get a lot of colour. If we're shooting into the sun, it's low contrast, low saturation, and I don't want that for this shoot. So, first of all, let me just get my composition right. I'm going to start off by putting Rebecca right in the middle of the frame, because that's going to be the sharpest area, and it should give us swirls left and right. So again, Rebecca, I apologise, I'm going to actually be nice and still for these. Gorgeous. Okay, so again, I'm putting Rebecca right in the middle of the frame, and I'm going to turn on my magnifier. Beautiful. Right, there's going to be a lot of chimping in this video just to check that my focus is sharp, but that looks gorgeous. Take a couple in portraits, and I'm really looking here at the background. Actually, reckon I should be looking down if that's okay. I can already see that the bokeh looks amazing, which is exactly what I was hoping. Also, I can see that the peaking, which is the focus area, is showing Rebecca's eyelashes, which is perfect. And I'm taking a lot of shots here as well, just to really give myself the best chance of getting something in focus. Perfect. Let me just check these. As you can see on the screen now, the background is lovely. It is really swirly. But as you also see, for being honest, it takes a while to get these sharp. If Rebecca was moving, if I was moving, it's going to be too difficult to shoot this lens at 1.5. But that's not what this lens is about. Say, this is an artistic lens to give you unique effects. Got very lucky with this location. Helen and I know this area very well, but we didn't know that all this white stuff was going to be growing and appearing when we arrived today. So this is lovely. So I'm going to shoot through all this foreground here, and again making sure that I'm filling the frame with the background. What I'm purposely here not doing is including the sky in my background, because the sky won't give us a swirliness. In order to get the background looking good, what we're looking for here is to fill the frame with detail. So the sky has no real detail in it at all, so that won't give us the swirls. What will give us the swirls are all these little bits which have got light on. That's again why I'm shooting so the light is on Rebecca. It is obviously cheating to shoot Rebecca, but who cares? I should say I'm on medium burst mode here, and when I am shooting I am brrr, so it's taking a while, but that again is to give me the best chance of getting a shot that's in focus. As it turns out, focus is proving to be a little bit easier than I thought it would be, but at the same time I don't want to leave here after putting all this time into the shoot and then not have shots that are in focus. Just look at me if you can there. Stunning. Again, check, check, check. Gorgeous. Again, look at the background and all the swirliness. There's no way you would get this on a more professional lens. Remember, I know I keep on saying it, but I don't want anyone to get confused and think that this is going to replace one of your professional prime lenses. It's not going to do that. This is going to give you unique images which are quite tricky to get. So see it as being a creative lens, not a professional going to use it all the time lens. Okay, I'm going to come a bit closer to you this time, Rebecca. Oop, not this way. Or that way. These look beautiful, but they're really sharp. Ow, ow, ow. They look so pretty, but they're so harsh.
Like me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, these are definitely females. Yeah, that's good. Again, the background is stunning. Beautiful. It's an arduous process because every single time, and Rebecca's also looking directly into the sun there, so you did really well, thank you. Every single time, what I'm doing is pressing this C3 button, which is magnifying into a particular area, then I'm slowly moving around the focus ring and taking shots the whole time. So this whole shoot, I'm probably going to end up with like 5 or 6 images, but yeah, I'm taking 10, 15 times that. When it's sharp, it's really sharp. And this lens is giving me images which are impossible to get with your standard lenses. So what I've not done yet, and we'll just do now, is take a shot a little bit further away. So we're just going to go round this corner, please. Like the swirls are nice here. In fact, what I'll also do is I'm going to record this on my camera, so you can now see what I'm seeing, and hopefully I can zoom in. Can I? Yep. And then get my focus sharp. Look at this, I'm a videographer. Actually, can I bring you a bit further forward now, please, Rebecca? I think one of the problems is, as Rebecca gets too near to the background, as I just positioned her there, the effect isn't quite as exaggerated. So settings wise, I'm at f1.5 as I always have been for the whole of this shoot, you can see there. ISO, I'm at 80, so I'm trying to kill the ambient light, although I'm going to put that to 100 now, and my shutter speed is around 4,000 to 5,000. Beautiful, that's really nice that, Rebecca. I'm going to ask you to hold it there. Gorgeous. Then once I've taken these, for the last shots of the day, Helen had an idea which I think would be really cool, which is, dare I say it, not to use off-camera flash, but instead, Helen's going to use a reflector.
Ooh.
Let's just check these. They're perfect, Rebecca, thank you. So, shall we try some reflector?
Yeah, why not?
So, although you know, and I don't know quite yet, I think that these shots are looking really good. I'm just hoping that they're sharp. Again, you can be the judge. Remember, I am shooting this at 1.5 and it's a manual focus lens, so if they're not sharp, it's all down to me. But just before we finish there, Helen had an idea. I thought, oh, that could be really interesting. So, Flashmaster's co-founder, what's your idea, Helen?
To not use flash and instead use an old-fashioned reflector.
Okay, so a little bit of behind the scenes background. I've owned a reflector for a long time, but I haven't used one for a long time. But Helen and I recently were filming a tutorial for Flashmasters with our incredible Scottish ambassador, Natalie Martin, and she used a reflector, and it made us think, why do we not use a reflector more? It's amazing. It can be more powerful than a speed light if you've got bright light in the background just to reflect back, and you've got a lot more control because in a way it's continuous light. So Helen's had this idea. I thought, oh yeah, let's give it a go. So, hey, very professionally done. Yes.
I'm trying to look like I know what I'm doing, but I
believe. As your sister would say, believe and achieve. It does make a huge difference. As you can see, Helen's chosen here the gold effect, so it's going to put a really nice warm light on, Rebecca. Perfect. I'm going to take a shot without the reflector on first, if that's all right, Helen. I'm underexposing now purposely, Rebecca, so that I'm exposing correctly for the background, because the background has light on it. We now can light Rebecca using the reflector. Yeah, that's good there. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, that's really good. Perfect. So what I'm going to do to finish this video, I'm going to shoot with Rebecca completely backlit to see if we get any flare, because the sun is relatively low now. Rebecca's amazing. Gorgeous. Perfect. Beautiful. Perfect, thank you very much, Rebecca. Here are my favourite photographs from this video. Huge thank you to Rebecca for modelling, she's been amazing, and to Helen for filming and for holding this old school thing. I'm much more cooler than Helen is, I don't know why she's got that. But yeah, as always, if you've got any question about anything I've done in this video, please let me know in the comments. Thank you very much again for watching, and I will see you next time.